G'day guys, Chip City here. Welcome back. I just thought I'd do a short video here today. Hopefully keep it under 10 minutes. Just want to touch on a few things today. Go through talk a little bit about DogeGF, MattyG, and some human psychology that hopefully may be of some assistance, and talk about a little bit about what I did today. Alright, so earlier in the week, looking at DogeGF, we know that we had a pretty good tear, and she hit all-time high at around about just above, nearly getting close to, 7 at the top of that number there. 7, say, I think the top was about 6876, somewhere around there. And then, lo and behold, as I anticipated because of previous patterns in the market, as soon as we hit all-time high and get a little bit above it, we tend to get a retrace, and we have a pretty significant dip here. In fact, she was a beauty, a dip of about 90% or so. We've had a few of those along the way, so it should have been predictable. I'm sort of kicking myself for not pulling out about 10% at the top and rolling it back into the bottom, and could have bought considerably more. But the bottom line is, if you miss a dip, or if you don't have fiat ready, at least hold your position, and that is exactly what I've done. To this point in time, I haven't sold one DogeGF, and I've got them all in place. And I'm certain in the early stages of this coin, we will have plenty more dips similar. And moving ahead, because I'm a bit of a slow learner, a bit thick between the ears, next time I've decided that I've made a pact with myself that regardless of my emotions, that the next time we hit past all-time high, I will take 10% automatically and wait and buy back in at a minimum 50% dip. So as soon as it's 50% or more, I buy back in. Now if it goes to 80, 90, so be it, but I'll take 50. And I'll just keep doing that throughout this. Now obviously, if you take 10% at all-time high and the thing moons from there, well, you've still got your 90%, right? But there's a high probability, as the patterns show, that once you hit all-time high, you might get a little bit higher, but you're likely to get at least a 50%, possibly even 80, 90% retrace. So that's how I'm going to play it moving forwards, but I'm still happy to say that I've got all my DogeGF coins still in play, and I haven't sold any. So let's just take a look at MattyG. First of all, MattyG in an earlier video explained why he didn't sell, and I think we all appreciated him communicating that. I had some sort of trepidations about it, and I probably still do a little bit, but listen, he's obviously knows what he's doing, and I'm doing the same thing, although I don't have as much skin in the game as he does. And I'd be thinking that if I had 1.6 million US put in front of me, I'd be pretty tempted to take it. But MattyG doesn't roll like everyone else, and that's what makes him different and possibly special. In that he's going to hold on to this, and he's going to ride it for a lot more. And I think he's onto something. I'm doing the same, but playing with less. But there you go. So that's his explanation. He did say that he sold his trading bag, and he's pretty much now relying solely on his moon bag, as he calls it. And this is it here. It looks like it's just tipped below 1 million. No, it's still above 1 million. So it's recovered nicely from that dip. So yeah, good on him. Look, I think he's on track. He knows what he's doing. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm holding a lot less. Obviously, I had this up as high as 55,000 at the peak of it. It should have taken 10% out, but I didn't. I just let it sit there. So now it's come back. It came back down to about 8. Now it's bounced back to 34. So you can't complain about that. DogeGF today is just sort of consolidating. Of course, we all know in such early stages the volatility is going to be massive, and so the trick is to be positioned for a buy-in at the dip, which unfortunately I missed this one, but hopefully, as I said, I won't miss the next one. So there you go. There's MattyG's up over 1 million again. That's great. Now, I wanted to talk about what have I got down here? I also wanted to talk about here we go. Blockchain Backer is a ripper. I really like he's probably one of the best chart analysts out there. He speaks a lot of sense. He's been through 3 of these bull markets, so he's made mistakes and learnt from them. This is my first bull season, so I'm a mature man, so I believe I've got a pretty good brain for thinking, and I certainly like to look at other mistakes people have made, and I try to avoid them, although I am human and I do suffer from emotions, but I'm keeping those in check, and this video is sort of about touching on human emotions and behaviours, and I've got a couple of interesting things to show you. First of all, these are all of the coins that I hold. There's, I don't know, 12, 15 of them, I can't remember, but these are the coins I hold. I pretty much sit on them and I build on them. And of course there's my beloved DogeGF right there. XRP is my main bag. And anyway, today I decided, listen, XDC is one of the coins I hold. I hold quite a few of them. It's taken a pretty big dip, down 14% for the week, 6% today. It's well down on where I purchased it in behalf, and even though that it's smelly as hell, I bought another $2,000 worth today. So in other words, I forced myself to buy low, right? No one's talking about XDC. It's not the flavour of the month. You know, everyone's talking about Shiba Inu and coins that are pumping, and DogeGF, of which of course I'm a big believer in it myself, but everything else other than coins that you're not hearing much about, right? And there's so many of them. But this is one that I decided, stuff it, I'm going to buy a couple of K worth of this today. I was thinking I might put it into Doge, but Doge is a little bit high at the moment. I'll wait for a better dip. But this one's very low. It's a high utility coin. It's in the ISO 222 family. It's extremely low. Stuff it. I bought 2K worth, and that I did. And here's my wallet. So this is my updated today. I now hold 47,517 XDC. I've got quite a few grand invested in that one, and I bought the dip. So to me, that's the way you do it, because you don't want to be chasing candles, green candles. And I'll show you an example of a friend of mine who I will remain nameless to protect him, because I don't want to embarrass him. But I hope he doesn't mind me using him as an example, even though he won't know that it's him. So I have a friend here that I was talking to recently about DogeGF, and here's how this little conversation went. This was on Messenger, and I asked him how his portfolio was going, and he said his portfolio is up $127,000. Now these are Australian dollars. Shiba Inu is my punt coin, and it's pumping again. And this is after me. This is only on. This is only just very recently. And this was after me asking how his crypto portfolio was going. He's a good friend of mine. We share information. And then I posed to him. I said, "How about DogeGF?" I said, "It's at the very beginning. Shiba has already seen massive gains, and how much does it have left in the tank?" And I go on to say, "You're a stats man. Mind if I ask how much AUD you have invested in crypto in total? And what is your crypto worth AUD today?" And this was his answer. He says he's got 200,000 invested. This is probably over a period of about a year, and he's made 324,000. Right? He's made 124,000. Now, without being a bit sort of forward, that's pathetic. That is pathetic. If you've invested in this last year, during the entire bull season, you've invested $200,000 in your return, and you've only made 124,000. That's poor. Now, and I know this chap quite well, and I know why that performance is low, and that is because he chases green candles and he sells on dips. He hasn't got, in my opinion, control of his emotions, and so, as I said, he'll chase something like Shiba Inu, even though it's already pumped. He'll chase things like Dogecoin that have already pumped. He'll sell out of XRP when there's FUD, or when the price goes low. In my opinion, he does exactly what you shouldn't do. He sells at losses and dips and buys on green candles, and that's the result of that. That is the result of that. That is the result of that. 200,000 invested for only 124k gain, and you can only perform that poorly by chasing green candles and selling on red candles. Whereas if you did the reverse, right? buying on green candles and selling on red candles. Sorry, that's the net result you get from that. But if you were to force yourself to do the reverse, which so many sheep just cannot do, they can't control their emotions. They've got this herd mentality that was programmed into them since childhood. They just can't they just can't think for themselves. They just can't see outside think outside the box, so to speak. And so they do what all the sheep do, which is chase highs, sell lows. And in my opinion, that's the net result you get. If he had have invested $200,000 in red candles and big dips and coins that are not doing anything and as boring as batshit and no one's talking about them, and just sat there and waited for the market to come to him, this should be technically well over $2 million, right? Or over $1 million. Invested even reasonably well. But this is the miserly gains you get, in my opinion, when you sell low and buy high. So anyway, that's what you don't want to be doing, and that's why today I purchased $2,000 Australian worth of XDC at a significant dip of 0.09 cents US. That's the way you do it, right? That's the way you do it. I know when this altcoin season kicks off and everything starts flying, XDC is absolutely going to come into the fold. I cannot see how it can't. It's a utility coin, and it is going to pump, and I'll already be in position to take advantage of that. So that's just my the way I see those sorts of things. You want to be scanning the coins, and you don't want to be buying on pumps, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't buy here. I could have bought some more DogeGF here, but really I should have bought it down here. I should have bought it down here, or even around here somewhere. Here it's already recovering. I reckon in another few days it'll be back up, and so I'll hold my position and wait for another date when it'll dip, and it certainly will. You just have to be patient. Blockchain backer reaffirms what I'm talking about here in this video here. Alt season green candles galore. You just emotion stability while Bitcoin price and altcoin market rise. Please watch this video of blockchain backer. He talks about exactly what I'm talking about, and how meme coins are flying, and it's easy to be distracted and easy to be drawn away from the coins that you're already sitting in. And no sooner are you drawn away from them to buy into a green candle or something that's pumping, lo and behold, a couple of weeks later, the very coin you sold out of pumps or goes parabolic, and you're not positioned anymore. So chasing green candles is fatal. Selling on red candles absolutely guarantees your losses, and they're the two things that you just don't want to do. Still very bullish on DogeGF. I have no issues with it. This could go completely nuts at some stage. I can see money rolling from Bitcoin through Ethereum into the alts, while the meme coins are pumping. As far as I'm concerned, DogeGF hasn't really pumped yet. I mean, it's had its pumps within its own sort of position, but in the big scheme of things, in the grand scheme of things, it's got miles to go. It's still got 8 zeros here. What's this going to look like when you knock another couple of these over? Every one of these zeros that disappears another 10-fold. So that's 10 times 10, that's 100 times another one, that's 1,000. Right? So the trick is to buy dips, hold your positions, look for coins or any projects that are good, that have got good utility. If you're looking for utility coins, meme coins, different kettle of fish. But if you're looking for utility coins, or any coin for that matter, try and buy low, try and buy outside of the hype, and let the hype come to you. Anyway, that's all for today. This video's gone a bit longer than I wanted it to. I felt like I was rambling a bit there. I hope I got my point across. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you again soon.